Good afternoon, my friends. This is the Grim Flayer. Hope you're all doing very well today, and I am very excited to be bringing you another donation league. This one is Jund. It's been a while since we played some Jund on this channel, so I'm very excited to do that. And this is not just any old Jund deck. This is Rabblemaster Jund. We are main decking 2 copies of Goblin Rabblemaster. So we're going to do a very brief dive into that. We have to thank our newest Patreon supporter first. We have a new confidant on board. The newest confidant is Kingstat. Thank you so much, my friend, for supporting this channel. For anybody interested, the link to that is in the description below. And, of course, we also have to thank the donor. SV Kovic is the donor for this league. SV is one of the very first Patreon supporters. A lot of the OGs have been around for a while. Some of my earliest supporters, you guys know who you are. You guys know I love you. But SV, I believe, was the literal first. I think on day one of me starting Patreon, we had SV Kovic and Robbie Taylor sign up in that order, if I recall correctly. So SV started off as an Inquisitor. Again, I think the first ever supporter, if I'm not mistaken. So just awesome. And he's been a Confidant tier supporter for a while now, and therefore, he is qualified for a donation league. So, we actually had a couple different ideas we were bouncing back and forth. One of them involved Highlander. He really liked the Highlander, the Rock Highlander video I did a while back in Modern, but we were saying, oh, maybe we leave that on the back burner for now because there's a lot of other, frankly, more competitive things to do, even though that was a ton of fun. And that's like a good experiment for if you're not sure where you want to be, you want to test out a bunch of one-ofs. So SV came back with another idea to play, I guess, Moist Jund, or 4-color non-white mid-range, basically Jund splashing for Oko. Unfortunately, when he came to me with this idea, I had just given the Okos back that I'd borrowed. Can't really buy them now. Their price is very, very high, especially because I just bought my 3 copies of Ren and 6. So I came back and said, hey, man, I'm sorry I can't quite accommodate that idea, but what if we just kind of make a Jund list together? And 2 of the things he pointed out about his 4-color deck were, number 1, he really is high on Liliana the Last Hope. He thinks that Jund, or maybe even 4-color players, have moved off her a little bit too cavalierly or have not quite been playing her as much as she might deserve. Still a very, very powerful card, and not really made redundant by W6 because together they can ping down an X2, and it just gives you more coverage for ways to repeatedly kill X1s. Plus, she's very good grindy value in her own right. So, the other thing that SV has been doing in his 4-color deck that we're porting into Jund is playing a couple copies of Goblin Rabblemaster. So SV says that Rabblemaster is a great way to get the clock going. Tarmogoyf is obviously our best clock overall in a vacuum, but beyond that, BGX decks, they do tend to struggle to close out the game sometimes in a timely fashion when we need to race. Goblin Rabblemaster is obviously just an army in a can, very, very fast on an uncontested board. We can keep the board clear, of course, with all of our removal and close out the game in a hurry with Rabblemaster. Now, SV generally sideboards his Rabblemaster in the 4-color deck, but we are going to main deck him because if we're going to play a card that's a little off meta, let's just have fun, let's just main deck it and try to construct a deck that really allows it to thrive. He says sometimes even he does main deck it in his 4-color deck, cutting a Fatal Push to do so. So we're going to follow suit, only playing 1 Fatal Push here in this list, but we are sideboarding the other one. Otherwise, it's some pretty typical stock Jund stuff. I did squeeze 3 Kolaghan's commands into the deck. Felt obligated to put the 3rd one in the sideboard unless I was going to cut a Liliana of the Veil. Just don't want to get too heavy on the 3 drops, but we are on 24 lands. We do have a lot of utility out of the land base, so maximizing the Bloodbraid Elf Cascades in this deck as well. We've got a lot of really powerful hits, and otherwise, we've got a healthy amount of hate for the meta decks, I think, overall. We are on 3 Fulminator Mage as opposed to other things like Alpine Moon or, double, triple Ashiok, things like this. No Ghost Quarter to loop with Ren and 6. We are just leaning on Fulminator for the big mana matchups. Of course, nice with Kolaghan's Command and Liliana the Last Hope to buy them back. Otherwise, like I said, a lot of relatively stock things, and don't read too much into the nuances of the decisions, because I have never really tried to tune my own Jund list before, because I've never owned all of the components to play Jund until very recently, so it's always been me doing someone else's league for a donation list. So, you know, if you're wondering, oh, why did Grimflayer choose to move a Fatal Push to the side instead of a Lightning Bolt, or why did he do this instead of that? What's the like deep tech? Nope, that's not me. I'm just kind of. I think it's a cohesive list. I think it's a good list, but I am not the requisite expert to make those tiny corner case decisions with extreme confidence. So we're just gonna have some fun, play a good, strong Jund list, main deck some Rabblемasters for science, right? And we'll see how we do. And look at that, we got Rabblemaster right in the opening hand, alongside Thoughtseize, Fatal Push. It's a solid opener in a blind game one. So yeah, thank you so much, SV, for your faith in this channel early on. You're literally the first ever supporter alongside Robbie Taylor that I had. So my eternal gratitude to you, my friend. This league is for you. Hope you enjoy it. And we are against Urza right away. So, pretty annoying, but I think we just take Oko here, Fatal Push Emery when they resolve it. And then we've got turn 3 Rabblemaster. We're going to have to fight through the Cryptic Command plus the top of their deck. But we do have the ability to do so in theory. So yeah. If they draw another artifact, they can play turn 1 Emery here. Another 0 mana artifact, I guess. And they sure did, and they're using an EE, which is normally would be great for us on 0, but the fact is, of course, we actually are going to be providing them with some tokens, so that's kind of bad. Normally, them doing that would be a big win for us, right? But still fine. Thoughtseize is a pretty good draw here. I kind of want Affection Shock for an Overgrown Tomb to have untapped green in case we draw, like, Tarmogoyf or something the next couple turns. So the pain was real in the first couple turns, but hey, another Thoughtseize to get that Cryptic Command. That was awesome. So really good first 2 turns for us. And they drew another land for a turn, so opponent in total top deck mode. And we draw an untapped land. That's pretty good. We get to resolve Rabblemaster this turn. We've still got a lot of utility in our land base here to take advantage of. I guess we get a basic here. I guess it should be forests. Never actually cast this card before. I haven't even played a single warm-up game with this, so... Okay, Kolaghan's Command, huh? Okay, so do we want to... I think we're going to wait to end step K-Command here. The only thing is if they have a 4-drop in hand, it's not the worst idea to K-Command right now. I think we're actually going to K-Command right now. Just feels a little bit loose to let them untap, or let them go to their main phase, rather. So, if they'll discard a card, we'll destroy an artifact. Sure. If nothing else, this might make them use their mana. Maybe they have permission in hand, something like this. It's certainly not the best possible spot for a K command, but I think it's a fine one. And I think playing for fine is okay right now, right? Because we're in a pretty strong position. So we're going to be attacking for 5, 6, 7, 8. Raging Ravine is lethal, is that right? I think Raging Ravine and attack is probably the play regardless, especially game 1 where they're not going to be on removal to speak of. And they're not on Kolaghan's command mana. Alright, well, there you go, Rabblemaster Jund showing us what's up in game 1. What a clock that provided. That was an auspicious start, my friends. Very, very nice. Our interaction was truly amazing there, but Rabblemaster definitely doing some work as well. So, we've seen Cryptic Command and Oko. That means they're definitely playing the value side of the game. It's definitely like the Simic or Sultai Urza Oko deck. I don't know. I think it's like 50-50 if they have the combo in there or not. But I'll tell you the things we definitely want are right here in this column. And then there's a lot of other reasonable stuff we can play too. Plague Man is reasonable if we think they might be on Thopter Sword. Brutalities to take away Cryptic Command and kill Emery is reasonable. This stuff here is even fine. Spellbomb is fine. Kind of have a lot of interesting cards. What do we think is our... I think cutting a couple lilies is warranted, maybe a third. I think we kind of just leave in all removal. Let's go ahead and cut a third lily. Maybe this is a matchup where we can trim Wrenn and 6 as well. We need to get these 5 cards in. And I'm actually trying to rate Rabblemaster right now because it was amazing there in game 1, but they're going to be a lot more interactive post-side. I don't know if we want to be committing that hard to the clock, right? It's a tough call. Why don't we trim a couple lightning bolts? Maybe a scavenging ooze. We're not going to respect their graveyard plan as much in that way. And on a similar note, we won't bring in Spellbomb, also a non-bow with Oof, right? Let's play the Plague Man, I guess just as a one-of, it's fine. So we could play, let's just play a Brutality. It's kind of a safe inclusion until we see a little bit more of what they're up to. Ashiok is interesting too. Ashiok is an interesting way to shut off a couple different things that they might be doing. I guess we're going to stick with the Rabblemaster here. If there was a time to cut it, it might have been there on the draw, then maybe bring it back for game 3, but I guess we're going to make them beat the card. Alright, we'll keep the hand. It's kind of a medium hand, but I do like the ability to answer both Emery and Urza that Bolt and Push respectively provide. We are a little soft to Oko, but maybe Rabblemaster could have something to say about that. Okay, so the draw of Bloodbraid Elf is an interesting one. That's a little bit of incentive at least to play a Barrenmoor tapped, but I don't think I'm going to do so quite yet. I think instead we're going to run out Catacombs. This lets us hold up Bolt, or Push, or we could cycle Barrenmoor. Or I suppose we could just fetch a dual land tapped. Opponent with the Astrolabe. Okay, I think I'm going to get Blood Crypt and then cycle. Or should it be Tomb? I don't think it matters with only like one Scooz in the deck. Okay, Goyf into Lily. These are both two pretty reasonable draws. Opponent could be holding up Fatal Push right now. They could filter Breeding Pool into black with Astrolabe, but doesn't look like they will. They don't even need the filter. They got the Watery Grave. This is Oko, I suppose. Yep. So, the Astrolabe actually blocks annoyingly well against us. I think we're just going to get Lily down and Edict it. I think that's fine. Problem is, though, that just doesn't really grow our Goyf. Just wish we had an Abrupt Decay. We could bolt the Astrolabe. That lets us attack Oko for a little bit more. Or we could just push Astrolabe. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. I think we're going to cleanly take care of Oko right now. Yeah. I don't love 2-for-1ing myself here, but I think this is fine. It's not like a strict 2-for-1 because we took care of their Astrolabe. Of course, they've already drawn off of it. The reason I'm not that upset by it is because we do have 2 more forms of removal in hand. I just don't want them to have Urza right now, which, to be fair, looks like they do. But it's going to shrink their construct, at least the line that we took as well. So this is all more or less fine. Oof is a good draw. Just wish we had another mana source. Really, the 4th land in a lot of ways is rapidly becoming our best draw, especially if it's green and untapped. Okay, so opponent now 3 cards in hand, all the mana they need. Hopefully none of the gas they need. Ooh, another Urza. That's a problem. That's a problem right now. Having 2 Urzas is definitely one of the things that punishes us for aggressively removing the Oko, using our Fatal Push. And then they've got Drown in the Lock for Goyf. I kind of like that they main phased that, though. That's... well, I guess they're racing us, so it makes sense, right? Okay. So now we have a lot we need to contend with. Brutality, not a good draw. And to be fair, if we had been kind of sandbagging our Fatal Push, we couldn't kill this Urza anyway without Revolt. None of these plays are good, so I'm just going to play Lily and Edict Construct. But it's not very exciting, not very effective. It's very unfortunate because we did, remember we had Barrenmore in the opening hand. I think we had 4 lands in hand, including more when we cycled it. So we've missed our 4th land drop for, what, 5, 6 draws? Something like this. Certainly would have just rolled the dice with Bloodbraid Elf if we had. Oh boy. Urza finding Karn. Yeah. Yeah, that's something, alright. We'll see what Karn gets with 2 mana open. He's getting the lattice. And sending them both in. Okay, this is great for us. We just need to draw an untapped land for Bloodbraid Elf. And we don't. Ooh, brutal. Okay, we're going to get locked out by lattice. There's nothing we can do, so rather than show them anything like brutality or oof or that Rabblemaster's still in, I'm going to scoop. Yeah, that was a little bit rough, but yeah, it was a good game. You know, we again kind of took like a slightly high risk line, but we were prepared to fight through 1 Urza, just not 2, like immediately back to back as well. And again, even if we'd been more cagey with our Fatal Push, we couldn't have killed the 2nd Urza with it. So I think we were just kind of done for there no matter what we did. I could see bringing back a Liliana here on the play. Probably not 2, actually, maybe just 1. Now that they're on Karn the Great Creator that we know of, does that change much? You know, Lightning Bolt's a little more appealing against Karn, but it's a little less appealing overall, I think, on the draw. It's just like kind of a medium card in the matchup. But maybe we can just say we can lean on Bolts to kill Emery and not worry so much about the discard mode of Brutality. And also Bolts give us a reach in the matchup, lets us tag Karn if he ticks down. So that means we need to make 1 cut, and maybe it should just be Plague Engineer, because we haven't seen any sight of the combo. I think I kind of like that. I think I'm going to leave 2 Ren in just for the consistency of curving out and the synergy with Liliana. Of the Veil. Yeah, same thing applies to Ashiok as does to Plague Man. They haven't shown us War of Invention. They haven't shown us like an overwhelming amount of graveyard action. Just kind of the Emery stuff. Okay, here we go. Thoughtseize, Ren and 6, Fatal Push, Maelstrom Pulse, Fetch Land. It's a nice hand. I just wish this mountain was a forest so that we could sandbag our fetch for a little while longer, but then again, with Ren looping it, we don't really need to now, do we? Okay, they kept a 1-lander with Opal and Gilded Goose, but no green. Because they can just make it with triple 0-mana artifact. So one thing to do is to take away Mox Opal and try to screw them. But if they draw another 0-mana, well, they kind of have to draw another Opal. The other thing to do is take away Oko, because Oko is just pretty tough for us to beat. Maybe that's not true. Maybe we can pulse it. This is a tough call. Opal or Oko? Opal or Oko? I'm going to take the Opal. We're going to kind of go for the free win here. See how it goes. So do we want to jam Ren? I think I actually do want to jam Ren into the Metallic Rebuke, because it's not really doing anything besides continuing to loop lands right now. And they'll probably take this trade here. But I think this is good to free up our Pulse. Alright, so they hit a green land. We're a bit punished. We can push the Goose, that's not bad. Keep them off of Oko another turn. But really want to draw some action here. Okay, we got our action, Tarmogoyf. So are we going to push the Goose? I think so. I think we're still kind of playing for the screw, if you will. Playing to take advantage of... We're kind of doubling down on that turn 1 anti-Opal play we made. And it's not really paying off, right? Because they've drawn just runner lands. A little bit rough. A little bit rough to see. You hate to see it. But we do get to make some good plays here. I guess it's just got to be Rabblemaster. I guess we're just going as wide as possible, even if going wide involves becoming Elks. Sending them both at Oko because you don't really know how these things pan out. That extra point of damage on their life total might matter, but it might also just be better to make sure Oko dies. Looks like they might have removal. Afraid they do. Okay, that sucks. Guess we leave that fetch uncracked in case it matters for the second Fatal Push in our deck. Alright, Collector Roof's a good draw. We kind of can't beat this 3-3 with our board, so we kind of priced into pulsing that. Feels bad. Alright, so we now have an army of weenies. We've disrupted well, we're continuing to disrupt well, but our card quality is a lot lower than you would normally expect, and they just have another Oko, which is pretty much the worst possible thing. So now we gotta draw like a Bolt or another kill spell. I mean, that's pretty good too. That's pretty great too. Oh, yes. Kolaghan's Command. What's the play? So we're going to shatter their Astrolabe. Why is destroy target artifact not an... Oh, duh. It's an elk now. That's right. Okay. So... We can shock Oko, and then attack with our 2/3/3s and ensure he gets off the field. I guess we kind of have to do that. So then do we want to buy back Rabblemaster or make them discard? I think we're buying back. Alright, so return and shock. Took me a second to puzzle that one out, my friend. Sorry about that. Interesting that the opponent takes that trade. Their 3/3 is pretty good at blocking our smaller stuff, and they know we have Rabblemaster, so I don't quite know what that means. But kind of expected them more to let the attacks through, but we'll see. I mean, hopefully Oof just continues to kind of lock them out here. Liliana the Veil. That's alright, but I think we're jamming the Rabblemaster here. Oof with the lockout. They have a third Oko, of course. Okay. We can beat this, but it's a little bit rough to see. Oh, what a great draw. Lightning Bolt. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's what we needed. So we're just going to take care of their board here and then swing for what looks like lethal. We drew well to close out this game, my friends. The Collector Oof didn't look like it was like one of our better draws there, but it's always a decent one when you bring it in almost any circumstance. And then from there we hit Bloodbraid Elf, we Bloodbraided into Kolaghan's Command, which is always amazing. Liliana and Lightning Bolt were both pretty impactful there near the end. So yeah, we take down what I suppose is just about the best deck in the format, one of the top 3 certainly decks in the format to beat right now. And Goblin Rabblemaster was very impactful in both of our wins. Good times, good times. So yeah, again, I kind of threw this list together. I'm not a Jund expert by any means. This is my first time actually owning the deck ever. And we're also doing something a little off the wall that I've never done before in any context, which is play Goblin Rabblemaster in Modern. So, yeah, don't know if my sideboarding was perfect, don't know if my play was perfect, but it was good enough to get us there, and that was a fun one. That was a good feel-good way to start the league off, my friends. And onward we go to round 2. I'm going to keep this in a blind game one. I don't know how correct that is. But on BGX decks in general, I am loath to mulligan in blind game ones because I don't know what I need, and because we generally are a lot more unfavored in game ones than we are post sides. Like, we improve more post side than just about any given deck does against us. So I keep, sometimes action light hands like this when perhaps I should not, right? But Draw of Maelstrom Pulse could be good. Really would prefer something more proactive, but it could be good. We might be just against blue-white control, but in case we're not against, something a little bit weird, I'm running out Catacombs as kind of a kind of a more flexible thing here. Just in case it was something crazy like Island, then they try to power out a turn 2 Blood Moon, you know, something like that. But looks like it's just good old blue-white. And in this case, I don't mind just getting more cards out of our deck, getting more lands out of our deck here. So yeah, just playing Drago is not really where we want to be. We have some decent value in hand, but I want to find a creature. Make them counter a creature. It could open up some better windows for K-Command. It's just something proactive. We want the pressure, all that good stuff. But our best window for a creature was last turn. So this turn, they're probably going to have a counter spell, but they don't always have it. If they don't have Logic Knot or Mana Leak, then they probably have Force of Negation. But 2-for-1ing them, if they have to like force a Liliana that we draw, would be pretty good. Again, any creature is basically fine. I'd take Goblin or Rabblemaster off the top. I'd take any creature. Skoos would be good. We could hold up an activation. Tarmogoyf, we could play a tap land. Bloodbraid Elf, we could know we are going to have a good play next turn, so we want to draw something proactive. Even discard would not thrill me because we are not really following it up with anything. I still might cast it if we get some, but I might also hold it for a turn. I don't know. The incentive to cast it would be so they can't go, like, Teferi or especially Narset next turn. So these are... I'm exploring, like, every possible eventuality that comes to mind, and normally, even though I talk a lot, I think I talk more than the average YouTube Magic player, I still don't verbalize all these thoughts, but these are all the little types of calculations that you should be making, not to the exclusion of the obvious stuff, and not to the exclusion of moderating speech when you're presenting like I am, but these are all the things that you want to get used to thinking about kind of in the back of your head, right? We draw another K-Command. All right. Well, we've got a lot of value. But we're not doing anything proactive just yet. And now we're ahead on the clock, even though I've played my first few turns a little slow because the opponent was just gone for a while. I don't see any need to try to force any action with the K-Command here because we're shocking and making them discard. It's not very good. Alright, we continue to play Drago. It really sucks to have not done anything before they got on Cryptic Command mana. Unless they didn't make their 4th land drop. That would be amazing if they had no 4th land here. Maybe had to discard to hand size or at least play something out. Is that what's happening? Wow. It is. That's great. They get rid of Oust, and I mean, we continue kind of drawing bad stuff in the form of Fatal Push. I don't think I'm attacking with Ravine. I think I'm going to just keep pressing my advantage of the land drops here. Hope they continue to miss theirs, and hope they have to maybe play something out that we can start picking our battles over. So they're doing our work for us. They're doing the discarding for us. This is pretty great, not gonna lie. Get rid of Spell Snare, and we can... Okay. I think for one more turn, I'm going to not attack with Ravine. They've got to have, like, a Path to Exile in hand, which, forcing them to trade one card for our land, which replaces itself, is not that bad, right? But... okay, so I think this is actually a fine window to K-Command. Because they are starting to dump out their hand more proactively. So now it's on. Now it's on. Now we're picking fights. They're not going to keep playing the discard to hand size game. They're going to path their own Snapcaster. I'm actually going to compete over this, and I'm going to Fatal Push it. I think this is a totally valid play. And maybe they'll Force of Negation or Fatal Push, then we can Decay it or Bolt it. Alright, they don't. Sweet. What an interesting game, really. So now we have managed to chew through their resources really well. They're still only on 3 lands. They had to discard another path, which if we ever find a creature, is great for us. It's even maybe good for our Ravine. And maybe they'll stay stuck on these 3 lands. Okay, Narset's a problem in that she is a good source of card advantage, but at the same time, nothing we can't answer. Question is how best to answer her. So we could just attack her and hold up Lightning Bolt. I think that's probably better. Okay, now we're holding up other things. Seems fine. So we kind of come out even on that exchange overall. Okay, OP found the 4th land naturally, and they found the Narset. And they found Cryptic Command. Okay. So I think I'm at the point now where I want to Decay. I don't think we want to Stone Rain ourselves to draw here. We still kind of need a lot of our lands. And now that they're on the 4th land and on the Cryptic, I feel more pressure to start racing. Oh, we've drawn a Thoughtseize. That's a lovely draw. Let's begin with that. Only thing better than this would... oh, wow. Double Cryptic, Jace, Logic Knot. Ooh, and Opt. I think we're going to take a Cryptic here. We have answers to the Jace. And we're providing some tension here between them tapping out for Jace or holding up their permission. So even though Jace is very good against us, I think taking a Cryptic is the play there. So lately, every blue-white control deck I've been facing has been on Terminus, worth keeping in mind rather than Supreme Verdict. I don't have my finger on the pulse of what their decisions are looking like these days, but all right, Forest, huh? So I think we're going to begin by trying to attack, see what they do. They might bounce it and draw, and I think that's a fine way to kind of fight through a cryptic command. If not, we get 6 points in. Yep. So part of the reason I didn't play the Forest out first, even though that technically would have been the better land to use to activate Rage and Ravine, is because I thought they might do just that. Alright, Mystic Sanctuary, easily the most obnoxious card that's been printed into blue-white control in a while. I really hate playing this really cool, really high skill but also high variance attrition war, and then they just get to fetch a tutor effect. They get to fetch it basically. I just hate it. I just hate it. What are you going to do? Okay, they're going to start Fate Sealing themselves. Okay, no other land. That's kind of good for us. Bloodbraid Elf. That's kind of good for us. So even if they have okay, yeah, we're just going to Bolt Jace here. Bolt Jace, then try to attack him off the field. Now the question is, while their shields are kind of down with Logic Knot and Cryptic, do we crack Peatland? I think we do. We could find discard or a 2-drop to reward us for this. We don't. That's fine. The only thing we were holding up is Kolaghan's Command, and I don't really picture them tapping too heavily out this turn, but I could be wrong. The Field of Ruin's a very good draw for the opponent here. Interesting spot to field. I guess I'll float here. Shouldn't really need to, but they could just be crypticing here, so Okay, so now what does the opponent have here on the end step? They're going to bounce their Mystic Sanctuary and draw. Yeah, can't really do anything about that. Do we want to Kolaghan's command them to discard while they're tapped out? I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, Detention Sphere we can actually beat, in theory. In practice, they have logic not to protect it. So I think end step I'm going to K-command to shock and to discard, which might draw out some counter magic. And if not, it's a fine play with them at 8 life here. Means we draw a lightning bolt and they're dead, permission notwithstanding. Okay, this looks like a logic nut. If so, we really want to draw some awesome gas off the top to take advantage of them being fully tapped out here. Okay, drew out the logic knot. So that was a good spot for K-command, I suppose. Let's draw something great. Scavenging Ooze, pretty decent. We have a Stomping Ground to fetch. Okay, opponent will Force of Negation, pitching Monoleak. Opponent asked if we're running lands instead of 2-drops, which we're not, because here's our 2-drop, but it's kind of funny. Do we want to do anything main phase, including this lightning bolt? I don't think so. I definitely don't mind that draw of Skoos, though. Definitely don't mind that they had to de-sphere a Bloodbraid Elf either. That was pretty good for us. Means they've always kind of got that 3-mana haste threat that could potentially be unlocked at any point in the game if we draw cards that might otherwise be reactive and allow them to keep extending the game, like Decay. Alright, I'm just going to eat removal first, I think. Actually, let's grow the Ooze a little bit. So there are no other creatures to eat. I do like the draw of Tarmogoyf. It's pretty good. And they have a Cryptic command in hand, I think. But I'm still going to play this. Okay, no Terminus, no Verdict. That's what we want to fade. Okay, they'll bounce the Skoos. So let's eat the last Path. Let's eat the Cryptic. Let's eat the Oust. And, I mean, a lot of these other cards are still good against us, including Logic Knot. So we're going to eat Logic Knot over Spell Snare. Okay, so we did some work on the graveyard. They still have Snap Cryptic, which is very good. Snap Spell Snare is still alive, but we did a lot of work on the graveyard. They are dead to a Goyf hit plus a Lightning Bolt. Okay, Bloodbraid Elf. Just gonna wing it. Guess we should tap a little bit more with Ooze in mind for any second main phase action. Okay, I don't know how much that Tarmogoyf does really, but I'll take it. Sure enough, Snap Cryptic. All right. I'm going to put the opponent to 1 here. Or to 2. Am I? I know I'm not going to play Ooze. Let's sandbag the bolt. Let's sandbag the bolt. I'm not going to play the Ooze because they realistically do kind of need a sweeper to beat us, probably. It looks like they have one because they're attacking. That's why I wasn't so high on the Tarmogoyf. We could have won through spot removal even without it, I think, with the help of this bolt. Just one thing connecting once plus bolt. Okay, Narset, sure. Revealing Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Oh my goodness, okay. I guess they have yet another cryptic command, huh? Well, we're about to find out. Yep. Okay. So at this point, we cannot really play around a sweeper anymore. So I'm going to bolt the Narset. Definitely playing Ooze. And yeah, I mean, that's sweeper or bust for the opponent, right? So let's just sandbag Rabblemaster. I almost thought about playing it too, but they got a sweeper, don't they? Okay, we're taking care of the rest of the graveyard, I guess. Glad I didn't play Rabblemaster. At least they didn't get to play Teferi this turn. Alright, Rabblemaster, you can do it. Close it out. Or we'll just draw a Bloodbraid Elf. Oh, we just drew a Bloodbraid Elf! Oh, that was sweet. I gotta stop tapping these double forests. It's gotta be better to leave some green open in case we Bloodbraid into another Ooze. Which we do. Why am I just calling every shot? This is insane. Alright, so Rabblemaster is not lethal this turn. It's just going to put them to 1. so I'm not going to play it once again. We're going to play around another sweeper. Skoos gives us the luxury of that. That was awesome. What a top deck. Here comes Teferi. Sweet victory, and we are 30 seconds behind on the clock. Had a lot of impactful decisions to be made there. I'm very happy with how that went. But I do have to play more quickly here in the post-side game so as not to lose on the clock. Opponent might find it easier to catch back up on the clock because they're presumably not live commentating like I am, so... good times, so we'll put everything over here that we're going to consider. Again, I don't have the Jund experience to know like exactly how highly we rate things like Huntmaster of the Fells here, but it is value. We will consider it. I know we're going to cut a Fatal Push. I know we're going to cut a land. I guess it should be Black Cleave Cliffs. We could consider cutting a Skoos. I guess Lightning Bolts are maybe in question. Everything else looks pretty good. So our best cards are... I mean, the question is, do we play Fulminator or not, I think is a big question. Definitely want Lily of the Veil. We're not playing Ashiok. Shouldn't have even put Ashiok in the pile. I'm going to say yes to Fulminator. What if we just begin by cutting... I kind of want to be as threat dense as possible, while also being as efficient as possible. Yeah, here's where my lack of experience comes in. I'm almost tempted to not play Fulminator because it seems like it'd be easier to fit everything in if we just say, alright, we're not playing Fulminator Mage. You know what? What if we try that out on the draw? Because fulminatoring them aggressively is not as viable on the draw anyway. So on the draw, we'll play our brutalities here. And our bolts for ways to handle the planeswalkers early. And we're still staying very value-oriented. And then if they do take us to game 3, you know, we'll have to revisit things, probably play Fulminator. Maybe it's just wrong not to play Fulminator, I don't know. Feels like we almost have too much to do in this matchup, which I suppose is a good thing. We're going to keep, we really need to hit our land drops, but that's nothing new. Now we just need to resolve Wrenn and 6. Please resolve. Nope. Ugh, Mono League 2. I wish they had to force it, right? Even if they had to force it, that'd be fine. Mono League is rough. Ooh, but they don't have a third land. Okay, neither do we really, besides this Baron Moor, so we're priced into just playing the Moor for no value. And if that had been a regular land, we would have got to play Rabblemaster, which would arguably have been better. But the opponent missing land drops is great. Long may it continue. Imagine if we did have Fulminator in the deck. Oh, man. Starting a new game, GG's. Okay, unlucky for the opponent. Unlucky to have missed the land drops, I suppose. I dislike this concession lag because it means he can't write the opponent back in a timely fashion sometimes. HH, well played. Yeah, not quite. GG is well played. Sorry for land screw. I don't even know if those sent, but alright. Alright, guys. Pretty convincing win overall, I guess, over blue-white control, although maybe I don't know how fair that is to say. Because it did go to turn 17 in round 1. And they did kind of just scoop to 2 turns of missing a land drop in round 2. Game 1 and Game 2, rather. Nevertheless, the value of Jund with things like Kolaghan's Command and especially Bloodbraid Elf and especially Renin 6, you can really keep pace with blue-white control. It's not a problem. You know, it's not an easy matchup or anything, I don't think, but it's not a problem to keep pace with them in theory. So, we saw that. Feels good. On we go to round 3. I mean, I'm going to keep the hand, but it's got obvious issues with the lack of red mana and the double peat land and 2 Bloodbraid Elves in hand, but we're in a blind game 1, you know, we don't want to mulligan. Inquisition and Tarmogoyf are great things. Looks like we're against mono-red Prowess, which means our keep is really, really painful, but at the same time our Inquisitions and our Goyfs are going to be awesome. So they have a 1-lander, Crash Through, Light Up the Stage, Double Bolt, Swifty. I'm going to take Light Up to prevent them from curving out. This is their 2-for-1. They probably, who knows? It depends on what they draw. But they're either going to play Swifty here and set up for a good turn next turn, or they're going to Crash Through, and they do play Swifty. Sure. Okay, I like the draw Bloodstained Mire a lot, and Tarmogoyf does not block well, unless we fetch, but I still think we're going to Inquisition now. Kiln Fiend. I think Crash Through is a smart take here. We're likely enough to draw a removal spell for Kiln Fiend. But then, yeah. You can make an argument really for anything. But I'm going to take Crash. Really just don't want to see them drawing a second land. If they do, we'll be a little bit punished, but again, hopefully by the time they do, we'll have a kill spell for Kiln Fiend. Okay, they're just bolting us. Sure. I'm gonna fetch Blood Crypt here. We need red and we want Painless Black if possible. Yeah, so far taking some heat from our own peatlands here, that's for sure. Goyf is gonna be nice here though. Abrupt Decay is also nice, but we're gonna play Tarmogoyf. With only 1 land, it's very unlikely that they are able to successfully beat the Goyf. Maybe they can bolt it and trade. Okay. Kiln Fiend is live, but so is a double spell turn. So what could they have? I mean, if they just have, like, Lava Dart or something, that's pretty bad. We have to assign a block, though. We just have to assign a block. They're probably going to be able to survive this. They're certainly going to be able to kill the Goyf even if they don't survive it. So it's all a bit punishing here, but where our life total's low enough, we've got to do it. Yeah, Lava Dart. Yeah, I mean, land Lava Dart That's a hell of a combo, right? Some of their best draws there. Now they get to go upstairs with the bolt and just kill the Goyf in combat. And we're at 2. So we're dead to the Lava Dart plus 1 thing connecting. Okay. We're dead because we cannot cast Bloodbraid Elf painlessly. And Bloodbraid Elf to block plus going, hitting a kill spell is the only thing we could have done. That's pretty rough. We definitely were just like a little bit away from stabilizing, but the Peat lands and the opponent's draws. The opponent kept hitting the gas pedal, and they did hit the second land in time to salvage their curve out. So yeah, a little bit rough. I think we're favored here, but maybe only by a little bit. I think it's kind of a close game. With the Pain of Jund relative to Rock, where we're flush with the green mana, we have 3 Scoozes and our mana's painless. I feel very comfortable on Rock against Mono Red Prowess. Here it's going to be a little more dicey, right? We definitely want push, Huntmaster, Kolaghan's Command, Plague Engineer, Liliana are all kind of in the next tier of decent stuff. Maybe you could consider a Nile Spellbomb too, but I don't know. I don't know if we're going to play it. This might be a matchup where Rabblemaster isn't at its best. Renin 6 is pretty poor here. Probably leaving all 4 Lilianas. I think we want to leave in like 1 Thoughtseize to take Reveler and to just have like a higher density of 1 mana interaction, but I don't know that we can afford more than 1 Thoughtseize. So what if we cut all 7 of these cards? Looks like we've got room for basically everything. Maybe Last Hope is kind of the worst of these. Kolaghan's Command is clunky, but you know what? I think I'm going to play all 3. I think in theory we should be able to 2-for-1 them nicely, if we're 1-for-1ing them nicely along the way. They do control the game pretty well sometimes, as you saw with like Lava Dart plus Soulscar Mage. They can control the board pretty well. So even buying something back with Kolaghan's Command is not the end of the world, but ideally, of course, we want to be like shocking Kiln Fiend and discarding a card out of their hand. It's a great hand. We're going to keep it. The only thing I'm not sure of is how to sequence our mana, really. I might actually just play Baron Moor turn 1. Even though that's worse if we flood in the mid game, I think that's the best for the early game. So that's what I'm going to do. This gives us a line to deploy Ravine in Fatal Push, and then maybe have like Painless mana for the entire game, which is pretty sweet. It also gives us a line to just Collective Brutality here, but our hand is awesome. I don't know if I should have brought a Nile Spellbomb, frankly. I kind of forgot that. I put it in the maybe category. It's a fine card. Yeah, I think we're just going to push and get the Ravine down. I could see escalating away the Spellbomb here potentially. At the same time, I really don't hate it, because Bedlam Reveler is one of their cards that can really beat us. So, I just jam in a Kiln Fiend here. They sure are. Well, that's a right Brutality target. Let's draw something bad that we can discard. Alright, we did. Yeah, so I guess Overgrown Tomb is the pick here. Or, I mean, I'm just kind of somewhat interested in the second green source, but I think we're just going to pitch the Painful Land. Not going to bother with a life drain here. Okay, reveal hand, kill your Kiln Fiend. Yeah, let's do it like this. Okay, Lightning Bolt. So they have Bedlam Reveler and Eidolon of the Great Revel. That's so weird. That's so weird against me. It really is. We're going to slow roll the Spell Bomb a little bit. Okay, they lead on Monomorphose. This is obviously a fine window for them to do some monomorphosing without it getting any value. I'm going to bolt here because I'm going to cast Spell Bomb next turn. They're getting a little too close to the Reveler for my tastes. Okay, Scavenging Ooze. Okay, so we're a bit punished for pitching the Tomb. Just going to do this right now. Just going to set them back a ways and let us redraw. Alright, Swamp pretty poor compared to like literal any other land, but we'll still play it, we'll still cast Skoos. We're not holding anything up at all right now, which is a little annoying, but it's the play to make. Firebolts. Flashback 5. Not playing the old bordered Firebolt, my man, my friend, what's going on? I love the old Firebolt. Okay, Tarmogoyf, similarly awkward, and similarly the play despite being awkward. Okay, opponent is casting the Lava Dart so that if they draw a land here, they can play Reveler. Okay, Swift Spear, this is perfect for us. This is absolutely perfect. We actually don't get to kill it. But the important thing is we're going to discard the Reveler out of their hand. But they can sack a land to the Lava Dart to keep Swifty alive. We're still going to make them do that, though. Or maybe we won't have to. We could just draw like Thoughtseize or Liliana of the Veil or something like that. Or we could just buy back Skoos. Alright, they're scooping. Sure. I don't know that, I mean, if you've come that far, maybe you just play it out, right? But maybe they smelled the K command coming, right? Maybe they knew their Reveler was not long for the world. Alright, so I don't know that we need Nile Spellbomb, but at the same time seems fine. Like, a lot of the stuff that we're not playing is just not very good. I don't think Wrenn and 6 is where we want to be. I don't think Goblin Rabblemaster is really where we want to be. So, like, our curve is kind of high without any Wrenn and 6 to ensure the land drops, but we are still a 24 land deck. I think it's fine. I think I'm just going to run it back. I would maybe consider a Thoughtseize. Like a second Thoughtseize on the draw. But I think we're going to say that Thoughtseize is mostly to beat Bedlam Reveler and that we'll have windows to just get it out of the hand with non-targeted discard like Lily and Kolaghan's Command, right? Yeah, it's hard to say how I rate Spellbomb in this matchup. Bedlam Reveler is like the card to beat. So anything that slows down Reveler or strands it in hand even better, of course, while also staying even on value, because this is an attrition matchup to some degree. We do have to respect the value axis on which they compete. I guess it's fine. I think it's kind of a context-dependent inclusion in terms of, like, I'm not going to say, like, oh, always bring in Spellbomb or never bring in Spellbomb. It depends on what you see, right? These mono-red Prowess builds do vary. For example, not all of them play Kiln Fiend. And some people might even side Kiln Fiend out post-side against us, against a deck with a bunch of bolts and pushes and brutalities. But so you got to sideboard against what you see, and that especially extends, I think, to Nile Spellbomb. Alright, so disrupt them, kill their stuff, stick a Goyf. That's our way to win, a Goyf or an unanswered Scooze for a few turns. We got a lot of ways to win. Let's hope for a good, strong 7. Opponent went all the way down to time, too, so they might still be AFK. And so while they are, I guess I will remind all of my fine viewers out there, my handsome and beautiful, my intelligent and moral viewers out there. That's the entire channel. It's nothing but amazing people, right? We know it. We love it. Thanks to you all, by the way, for watching. And, do the intelligent, do the moral, do the handsome and beautiful thing. And hit the subscribe button. That would help me out a lot. It would really mean a lot to me. I appreciate everybody doing that, of course, and we're almost at 2,000 subs, or right around there. I actually haven't looked in a little bit. Opponent's back. We're keeping. Solid hand. Decent hand. Little light on the old gasoline, but we'll take it. The mana's not as red-black as it looks with 2 fetches. Opponent mulls is great. So yeah, hit that thumbs up, please. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment below. These things all help me in the algorithm. They, of course, help me in terms of feedback, too, to know what you guys like. Okay, so they got the turn 1 play. Kind of feel priced into bolting it. Now, the second Inquisition actually makes me less priced into bolting it. I actually kind of want to Inquisition. It's tough. It's a real tough call. The main way I get punished is if, like, I Inquisition and they have, like, double light up the stage in there. I think we're going to Inquisition. They have 1 light up the stage? Okay. Taking that. Whatever they don't play this turn, we can take with our other Inquisition. If they just go Eidolon, we're kind of priced into bolting the Eidolon before Inquisition. That's a little rough, honestly, but again, I think Eidolon's I don't know. I don't know about this card at all in the deck. And if it is in the deck, I think it should be coming in against stuff like Storm or Paradoxical Outcome, Urza, things like this. But, I do play Mono Red Prowess. I am new to it, but alright, so what are we just going to do with our mana here? Do we just get a swamp? Or do we want to fetch and shock to get green mana online? I think I'm just going to get a swamp. Okay, opponent in total top deck mode. We're still at 15 life. We got Liliana. And we're kind of out of gas too, but Liliana and out of gas in a mid-range deck is very different than them being out of gas, right? Okay, top deck war. Okay, they found something. We found something. Nice. If only we had a third green source, I would be so confident right now. So 1, 2... They cannot even cast a top-decked Reveler this exact turn. So we definitely are just going to eat something to get bigger. I'm going to eat Swifty to try to leave Eidolon around, all else being equal to make our Tarmogoyf bigger. Feels like concession lag to me. Nice. Well, 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 my friends. What a strong first 3 rounds for Rabblemaster Jund. I am having all kinds of fun. I will always love the Rock. You guys know me. I've made the case for Rock through thick and thin with the clean, painless, utility-rich 2-color land base. But I have also always enjoyed the times I played Jund, and it's very cool that I now own the Wrenn and 6s and therefore can make Jund a part of the regular rotation just like Rock is. Let me know if you guys want to see that. I think I know the answer. I think the answer is yes. I've had a lot of requests to play Jund lately. But of course, your views and your likes and all that in the comments, that's all evidence that will keep me playing more Jund for you. So we're doing great. We're doing great. We've got a slow but super powerful hand. I think I tend to keep this type of hand in a blind game 1. I just wish we were on the play with it. But we'll keep. We're not doing anything as it is until turn 3. Could be very dangerous. But again, these blind game 1s, I'm very liberal with my keeps. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying this one, guys. SV, I hope you're enjoying this especially, my friend. Your call of Rabblemaster has proved to be very, very interesting. Oh no, it's here comes Tron to ruin our day. Here comes Tron to ruin everything. Tron keeping 7 on the play, I don't think we beat almost ever in game 1, especially with this configuration. We only have 1 or 2 Assassin's Trophies in the deck, maybe 2. Okay, Tron. I see you. Wow. They kept 7 with only 1 Tron land. That gives us a glimmer of hope. I don't think that's really correct, to be perfectly honest, but I'm not a Tron player. So we can decay the sphere. For those who don't know, if you decay a chromatic star, they're still going to draw off it, but if you decay the sphere, they won't. I don't think that's the thing to do. I think we have to play the Goyf. But it's worth pointing out that for those who don't know. Definitely got to start clocking here, though. Last couple times I've played Tron, they've been on main deck Thragtusk, so something to, again, point out, to keep in mind. I don't know how common that is, but they might more realistically cast a bomb against us without getting Tron than they would in versions of the deck that I'm more familiar with. So our path forward is pretty clear as things stand. Go on the Liliana plan into the Bloodbraid, but what to pitch will be a real issue. Okay. They must just be holding out for like a Tron land, yeah. I have to imagine they have another land to play, right? That would have been really weird if they didn't. Okay. So a fetch land here is a pretty free pitch. I guess that's what we do. So with Tron having kept 7, you know, the Liliana attrition is not especially great. It's just kind of probably going to come down to do they find Tron or do they not in the next couple turns. We do get another land out of their hand, and it is Blast Zone. That's something. It really doesn't seem like they have Tron rolled up, though. Their sequencing last turn does not indicate it, and yeah, they don't. They have Sanctum of Ugin. Sure. Okay, well. That looked like it was about to be an Oblivion Stone. If so, that might press us into decaying rather than jamming a Bloodbraid. Okay, never mind. Karn. So what do they show us here? Are they going to go get Ensnaring Bridge? Or are they going to get something else? Pithing Needle? Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I don't hate that at all. Lightning Bolt. Alright, I guess we Bolt Karn and get to swing for 8. Well, we've got lethal with Bloodbraid Elf, number 2. Oh man, we beat Tron that kept 7 on the play. And we kept a hand that did nothing till turn 3. But we drew a Tarmogoyf early, and that's what did it. We drew the Goyf. We had some... What else did we do? Not much. Just lightning bolted a Karn. Cool. Alright, yeah, I don't think the opponent's supposed to keep a 7 like that, personally. But again, not a Tron player, but I am a Tron fulminator, if that made any sense. we're gonna fulminate the Tron lands. That's gonna be plan A. Again, my lack of Jund experience means that maybe evaluating the kind of corner case decisions is not going to be the very easiest for me, but I think all of these cards are in contention here, which is 8, which seems like a reasonable number to be bringing in against mono green Tron. We don't have surgicals in this build, and we might not have all that much to come out, but I think all the stuff can pretty comfortably come in. Let's cut push. I don't mind trimming a Skoos here. We are bringing in more bears anyway. Maybe even trim the second one if we need help, which we might if we need slots. Ren and 6s, maybe the 1 is fine. Lightning bolts. These cards can all be trimmed on. I think everything else is pretty good. So let's just say we're jamming all 8 of these and we need to make 6 cuts. Pretty comfortable cutting the second Skoos, and then what if we cut 2 Ren and 3 Bolt? Just do it like this. I think leveraging exactly 1 Ren as a consistency tool is fine, and then it leaves it 1 Lightning Bolts, which maybe could be like a Skoos or something, but I think leaving in 1 Bolt is good enough to close out the game. Hit either Karn after it ticks down, battle through Thrag Tusks, things like this, but alright, we've got a lot to do here. We've got a lot of good cards. We also have Rabblemaster, whose clock is very relevant here. The opponent will mulligan. I think we keep this Inquisition, Decay, Fulminator hand, but the double Bloodbraid and only 2 land is very awkward, but we're going to keep. We never really love to see Peatland in the opener with a low land count, but that shouldn't matter here. Another thing that does make it a little awkward, though, right? The opponent mulling, though, that's a lovely thing. That's a beautiful thing. So we like to see that, and we do hope that they just mull all the way on down to Oblivion for us. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't say no, would you? I don't think so. I don't really think so. Opponent in the tank about that one, but they will keep only mulling to 6. Now here, you wouldn't be surprised at all to see them keep a subpar hand because they just want to keep lands and spells against an attrition deck, and they certainly don't want to mull more than they have to. They are on Once Upon a Time. It's an annoying card, obviously. We hit another 3-drop, which is not ideal. Let's go get a Blood Crypt. And inquire as to the contents of their hand. Okay, only 1 legal take of that of Stirrings. So they've got Great Creator and 4 lands. It's actually a little scary if we don't hit our 3rd land, but we do. But we do. Okay. So I think I'm going to play Peatland just in case they run out something that we can decay. But I don't really expect them to. So now we want to fade them just blindly top-decking the mine. Okay. Chromatic Sphere can be cracked in response, so we won't bother with the decay there. And it's Fulminator time. I think I'm going to wait till their upkeep. Got him. Okay, they find Star and Forest. Not the scariest stuff in the world. The only question is, do we go Liliana or do we go Bloodbraid Elf? I don't know. It's a real question. I think it's got to be Bloodbraid. I think we need the clock. We need the pressure. And it's not like they're dumping out their hand. Like, Liliana ticking up at any time is going to be pretty fine. So while we do have a few kind of bad cascades here, we also have a lot of really good ones. Kolaghan's Command? Yes, please. We're going to make them discard and buy back Fulminator. So, return target creature, and target player discards a card. Thank you, and thank you. And we'll start smacking you for 3. Okay, Karn Liberated goes down. So Blast Zone, Great Creator. Ooh, and they make a 1/1. So we can decay the 1/1, Fulminator a land, and attack Karn for 3. Or we can play Bloodbraid Elf and force the Star to jump. Or maybe just, like, beat it in general. They're going to get the value off of Star, though, I guess. Yeah. What else can we do? Yeah, I think those are our best lines. I think we're supposed to just keep Fulminatoring. I mean, the Stone Rain just can't really be wrong if it's borderline in this situation. We're now pressuring them to draw lands as well as keep up with us in other ways. The one thing I didn't really consider is if they go wish for an Ensnaring Bridge right now. We're a little soft to that, but we do have a lot of outs in the deck, and we can always go on the Liliana plan. They find Power Plant. It's got to be a good find for them. It's got to be just what they kind of need to do in addition to doing other things. Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, okay, so maybe I wasn't supposed to decay there. I don't know, but we've got good draws anyway. Okay. So we cannot Bloodbraid and Liliana. I think we're going to crack Peatland first, see what we can see. This is going to let us still cast either one if we really want to. Goblin Rabblemaster. That gets under Bridge decently well. I don't know. I think I'm just going to Bloodbraid Elf here, though. Life total is getting pretty low, too. That's great. We wanted a great hit like this. So now we get to kind of have our cake and eat it, too. We're going on the Liliana plan. While playing the value game, while being very mana efficient. We still need to find a way to beat the Ensnaring Bridge, but they need to find a way to beat our Liliana, I guess, right? And they also, again, need to keep drawing lands for this to be good. It's a little high risk to crack that in a couple, maybe not with only Bloodbraids on the field. I was going to say unless they already drew a land. Oh no, that's Tron. Okay, despite our double Fulminator, they're on Tron. And on Oblivion Stone, are you serious? But we draw Ancient Grudge? What up? Okay. So they've got the mana here. Just kind of gotta grudge it, though. Man, I can't believe they drew Tron. Tron and a payoff. Okay. So that was not ideal, but we still get to be ahead on board. By a pretty significant margin, actually, because Rabblemaster is going to clock super quickly. And we have a Grudge basically in hand, plus we have Raging Ravine and Nurturing Peatland. So we're very far ahead on resources, but they're still Tron, and they have 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. So they top deck payoffs. It's a little scary. Okay, Tarmogoyf. I think Tarmogoyf is going to be the play this turn. Therefore, I'm going to begin by cracking Peatland, knowing that I'll still be able to play Goyf. Okay, Inquisition. I don't know if that does anything. It's just attack. No real reason not to cast it. Okay, basic land. I'm going to play Goyf even though it's soft to a sweeper. I want to be able to beat a single piece of spot removal on Rabblemaster and still kill them this turn. We did it. All right, guys. Woo! Goblin Rabblemaster with the rebuild. Post-Oblivion Stone, clocking them like crazy. Clocking them like the mad goblin that it is, and we are kind of rolling this league up, my friends. We are kind of steamrolling the league with Rabblemaster Jund. This is my first time playing Jund since my last donation league, which was over a month ago. Besides, right when I got Ren and 6s, I played a little bit in the tournament practice lobby with like an outdated list. I just like loaded up my last donation league list and made a couple random changes and played it. But certainly, I think I just bought 2 more Kolaghan's commands and added them to the main deck basically to see what the 3K command felt like. But certainly haven't played Jund competitively in a while. Certainly have never played Rabblemaster Jund. But ooh, it's fun. I gotta tell you, Jund is fun. We love BGX on this channel. Of course, as always, love the Rock, love Jund. Sultai and Abzan are fun too. But I like the ability to kind of go fast. In the context of being already a slowish mid-range deck, I like Rock with Questing Beast. I like Jund with Bloodbraid Elf. I like the ability to turn the corner a little bit more rapidly. Of course, Jund does that better than Rock. Rock has other things going for it too. But yeah, love BGX. But right now, Rock and Jund, baby, those are my faves. Gotta love them. And the results are good too. Let's hope that may continue for us here in this 5th and final round. How lovely would that be? Alrighty, here we go. 5th and final round of this modern MTGO league with Rabblemaster Jund. Hope y'all are enjoying this as much as I am. We have won the die roll and we've got a keeper. I'm going to run out Catacombs there just because, like, if we need to Fatal Push, I think Fetching Swamp is fine. Or no, sorry, it's not, because we need green to cast Ren and 6 stuff. It doesn't really matter. I guess this just saves life if we're committing to getting a Tomb with this either way. Oh, what I mean to say is that we can get Forest with this, but it doesn't matter. We're against Urza. We're just going to get Overgrown Tomb here. And go on the Run Liliana plan, which I think is okay against them, depending on their progression more than anything. I don't hate that draw of Bloodbraid Elf. So we've got a lot of value. A lot of value rolled up here. Gilded Goose. Okay. Goblin Rabblemaster, huh? So we can push Goose. I think we're supposed to push Goose to slow them down. Either that or just Edict Goose. But we've got the Liliana Edict coming up. It's not the worst idea to just jam Rabblemaster either, but I think we're supposed to take care of Goose one way or the other. And I kind of like saving our Fatal Push for an Urza. Like, cycling Barrenmore there is good, but we don't really need more value. We just want to not fall behind on board if at all possible. And now we're starting to get the asymmetrical tick-ups due to the Ren and 6 synergy as quickly as possible now, so... Okay, another Gilded Goose. Yeah, we can bolt it. Do we like just bolt Rabblemaster here? Probably. Either way, let's keep looping our fetch land here. Alright, now we've got Liliana Edict and Fatal Push, plus whatever Bloodbraid Elf might find, plus our top deck to start fighting through any, like, big payoffs they find. Maybe it's just the nature of the cards they've drawn, but it's feeling a little bit more like a paradoxical outcome deck right now. It's probably not the case, but that's just kind of what it feels like. Alright, so they do have 5 mana, they get the free Urza activation, 5 mana, 5 artifacts on the field, super annoying. So they get the 3-for-1 off of Urza here, but it's stuff we can beat. I guess we should Bloodbraid Elf first. Yeah, sure, all thought sees you. Karn the Great Creator Cryptic Command. I don't know, I think things could go a little bit more wrong with Great Creator. But these are cards we should really be able to beat. I mean, they're two very good cards to have left in hand. But I think we can beat the Cryptic. I think we can take that 2 for 1. Let's just take the safer line of doing that. And I do still feel priced into losing our Liliana here to deal with their board. Like, with Rabblemaster and Bloodbraid Elf, they kind of have to Cryptic to tap down and draw. It's not that bad. We're also near to the Ren ult. And the opponent may feel priced into bouncing the Ren. So that's something. Okay, so opponent's seeing 2 fresh cards here, but we've got overwhelming advantages on board. Okay, so they now have 6 lands to work with, Cryptic plus 1 unknown. Okay, so are they going to upkeep Bounce Ren and tap us down? Yep. Okay, let's begin by cycling Barrenmoor. And we can buy it back. Ah, Metallic Rebuke. Okay. That is fine. I have to imagine that's going to do it. That's going to do it. All right, guys. All right. Winning game 1 is huge there. Absolutely huge. I'm at the end of a very long league with my first time on Jund in a while, so I don't even remember precisely how I sideboarded, but I'm going to try to do something similar. Once again, they haven't shown us Whir of Invention, or the Thopter Sword combo, so I think we're going to side a little more conservatively until we see things like that. So as I recall, these 7 were the major ones in contention. And I don't remember how much we liked Rabblemaster here. I could kind of see going either way. I think we did end up leaving it in. But these 5 have to come in. Can start by cutting those. Maybe cut the 3rd Lily on the draws pretty free. And then, yeah, the question that we had last time was, do we lean on bolts kind of to kill Emery, or is brutality better? Some combination thereof. Seems like a fine compromise. 1 brutality, 2 bolt, 2 fatal push, plus all the other good stuff. And we're leaving in our Rabblemaster's. Got to stay relatively threat dense here, I think. Like, we really gotta press on the clock. But we got some stuff. We got some tools. We've had some tools for every single matchup we've faced. This is no exception. Here we go. Opponent will keep 7. I don't know if our 7's good enough. It doesn't really disrupt. I think on the play I might keep it, especially if we didn't know that they were going to keep 7. I think on the draw we're probably supposed to mulligan this. Feels bad. Feels bad to mulligan a functional one. Like a lot of our post-side games, you keep most functional hands because our 60 is so good. But I think this is a mull. Alright, well this hand doesn't really go anywhere, but I'm going to keep it, and I do kind of like it better than the first one in a lot of ways. We're going to keep. And we really need to draw pretty much straight action for most of this, the rest of the game, I would imagine, with the opponent keeping 7 on the play. Well, there's action for us. That's a good start. So the main reason not to play Swamp here is in case we draw Ren in 6 next turn. But we can at least decay if that happens instead of Ren, and that's probably going to be better anyway, so we'll save the life. Thoughtseize off of Swamp. Urza, Karn, EE. It's all bad. It's all bad. We're not going to take EE, though. I guess we're going to take Urza, because Bloodbraid Elf can maybe answer Karn. And I think our incentives to decay the Goose next turn if they don't do anything here just went up. Hope they didn't find, like, Oko. Nah, they're just fetching main phase. It's a Lightning Bolt that we draw. I think I'd rather bolt the Goose than decay it. And I kind of think we want to get a green land down here, so I'm going to go grab a Stomping Ground, and we're going to upkeep Bolt. Okay. Now that they're doing this, I'm just going to main phase it. I was just thinking about maybe do we play around Metallic Rebuke. Ooh, opponent found Mox Opal. That's awful. That's so bad. Oh no, that's so bad. What are they gonna get? Yeah, I mean, even if we left Urza, that's terrible. So that's just kind of one of their best finds here. We spent resources slowing down the ramp, and then they just find it anyway. So they're going for the win. They're going for the lattice win. Right now, there's nothing we can really do about it. Besides get these Blood Braids down. Would have loved to just draw a 2-drop there, like a Tarmogoyf. Maybe price them into fetching up and then playing Ensnaring Bridge. Maybe they'll still do that, right? Maybe they'll still do that here. Seems like a reasonable play, but that'd be good for us. Ever-flowing Chalice. Oko. Yep. Okay, so we're pressed into decaying the food token so we can attack the planeswalkers. Show us something amazing, Bloodbraid. Come on. Come on, Bloodbraid. Fatal Push. Oh, that's awful. That's so bad. Oof. Brutal. I mean, we take care of Plan A emergency. Emergency number 1, which is the Karn with Lattice looming. But, man, we've probably got only 2 bad Cascades in the deck, which were the Fatal Pushes there, and we just hit one of them. Renin 6. Seems worse than Bloodbraid Elf. Come on, Bloodbraid. Another shot at being the hero. Goblin Rabblemaster. I'll take it. Okay, they're trophying us now. Sure. So what other dual lands do we have? We have Overgrown Tombs that we're going to get, so let's get a mountain here. Just pressed into sending these at Oko. That was a bit of a strange trophy from the opponent. That could have unlocked a Lightning Bolt, and it will unlock this 2-drop play among any others if we had a second land. Be sweet if we had some value lands in the bin, but instead there is still a forest to get, so I guess we'll err on the side of getting Catacombs. Instead, we just get the value, which is fine. You know, we could have, I didn't consider this, we could have pinged Oko. That way, if he +2s, we could still get him with the ping plus the attack, but yeah, View is almost certainly always going to just do this anyway, right? Attacking? Attacking Ren? Whoa. Not what I expected. I think I'm just going to trade Ren for Oko here. I don't think Ren's like that impactful right now. If they have removal, then now this does make sense if they have another Oko in hand, but that's just something that we like can't play around. I don't think I'm going to push that quite yet, even though we're losing the race right now. Just gotta save it for Urza or something better. Raging Ravine. Okay. Sure. We're going to sit behind Bloodbraid Elf for 1 turn. Bounce and draw. That's a very good card for them to have drawn. Not the end of the world, but could be the start of some bad things. It's just good value that, my least favorite card. Like my least favorite card from Throne of Eldraine. Yep. So, I actually think that changes our math here. Now I'm going to push this. Like, we just can't beat their repeated value by playing cagily any longer. So, we'll take our window where we have it. Witching Well, sure. It's a pretty good one, not gonna lie. Scry 2, then draw 2 eventually. Okay, Peatland, I guess, is what we're supposed to do. Rather than deploy Ravine. I'm not going to jam Oof into Cryptic Command here. Just got to kind of hope they're a little bit too choked on mana to really bury us here, and or they hit some bricks, right? Okay, so this is pretty good for them because they get to make a couple plays while still holding up Cryptic. That was the kind of nightmare. I still think we want to sequence a little bit cagily around the Cryptic. Like, the Oof can just be a game winner. So even though they're going to Cryptic to bounce Raging Ravine and draw at the end of the turn, I still think we're going to hang on to the Oof. Oh, they're just going to activate the food token to gain 3. Fair enough. Gotta draw like a Thoughtseize here to really fight through this on our own terms. Ugh. Okay. So now we try for the Youth. This could be pretty great. Also another Raging Ravine, pretty great too. They have a Metallic Rebuke here, or another Cryptic. Oh, come on. Like, this... Oof, brutal. You know what, though, guys? We do still have the Raging Ravines. We have another Overgrown Tomb to fetch. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 10, so we can attack with both next turn. I can't imagine we're not going to play around yet another Cryptic, right? So I think end step we're going to get the Tomb. Because our life total is low, we got to respect that. Okay, they bobble us. They have another bobble for themselves. Then what's the play? No Oko, no Urza. That's what we want to fade. EE on 4. Alright, I mean, it makes sense. So we know their hand was that lattice and one unknown. But our Ravines don't mind that at all. Inquisition of Kozilek. Seems kind of bad right now. Alright, please close this game out for us, Raging Ravines. You can do it, Ravines. You can do it. Probably going to block one with Goose here. Oh no, they have a Drown in the lock? No, that's bad. I didn't think they'd have a kill spell too. That changes everything. And they got another chump blocker now. Alright. Okay. Turns out Inquisitioning there would have been fine. Let's do it now. There's no way to have known that, though. I think we're definitely correct to have gone for it. Ugh, please. This sucks. Okay, we get an EE out of the hand. You know, it's still a top deck war, but man, I thought we were about to close that one out. These geese are going to be a great way to extend the game for the OP. There's a third one. Alright, let's just draw like a overpoweringly powerful card like Bloodbraid Elf. Yes. Yes, Bloodbraid, show us something awesome. What's it gonna be? The suspense. Abrupt Decay. Yeah, I guess we just decay a Goose. It's not bad. It's not bad. We gotta keep the pressure up, though. We gotta keep drawing guess. Man, these games are going long. This is intense, guys. Uh-oh. They top deck Urza. That's awful. That's probably GG. I don't know what we have that now beats the construct and the repeated Urza value. Plus all the geese stalling the game out. That was the perfect top deck for the opponent, you have to imagine. Mycosynth Lattice. 17-17 construct, we draw a Tarmogoyf. So close, yet so far. Yeah, I don't envision any possible scenario in which we come back now. We needed like another Bloodbraid and do a kill spell for Urza probably, and then to top deck an answer to Construct right after that. Like, even Bloodbraid into Kolaghan's Command, which doesn't kill Urza, is probably wasn't going to bail us out there. Okay, all the free plays off of Urza. I guess we're just going to make the opponent do it because it's round 5. We're playing for the 5-0. And the clocks matter here. Maybe get a little more info out of the deck too. Oko. Okay, Kolaghan's Command extends the game. We'll attack Oko, I suppose. Oh, turn off auto yields. Alright. I might have punted here. No, I don't think I punted. I could have really considered main phasing Kolaghan's Command to buy back something. Like Bloodbraid Elf, but the problem is Bloodbraid Elf doesn't attack well into Urza anyway, so I don't think it changes anything. This is fine. Okay, destroy an artifact, buy back a creature. These clicks are insane with Lattice. It's so dumb. I've never even encountered this before. I've never had a Lattice played against me without being locked out by it. Unfortunately, we can't hit Urza. Because we don't have Revolt. So I guess attacking, playing Bloodbraid Elf first would have given us decent attacks after all. And then in that case, maybe we would have tried to ignore Oko and just race. It's also possible that we should just be scooping to save time, but again, we're rocking the opponent's clock back too here. But that just took us a while to execute that turn due to the Mycosynth tapping. I don't know if there's a quicker way to do that. Alright, so they go get Cryptic Command. Oh, they steal Bloodbraid Elf. Cute. They're racing. Okay. Urza finding Flooded Strand. Sorry to make you guys sit through this one. I think there's enough inevitability here that I would normally scoop if it wasn't for the extenuating circumstances I've already mentioned. And Urza's bricking. He's hitting fetch lands here. I'm going to have to really play fast in round 3. Snow-covered island, the Urza bricks. Hopefully they make him play like Thoughtseize bounce the Goyf. If they are cryptic to bounce the Goyf, like if they tap it, we lose. Okay, they put Mystic Sanctuary back to hand. Oh, we're not dead. Oh, they did tap Goyf. Alright, we're dead. I didn't see what they did. That was the correct play. That was the correct play. Okay, well, the clock is very close. We've got to play very, very quick, so forgive me if I don't narrate. I'll try not to really narrate in round 3. And holy crap, could it be any more suspenseful? Could it be any more suspenseful? I don't know if it could. But either way, this has been an epic league, and let's try to finish it on the right note. So, on the play, are we going to do anything different? We basically know they're not on the combo. That game went on long enough, we would have seen a sign of it. None of this other stuff is particularly appealing, besides maybe a second Liliana. Like, this category is all playable. The second Liliana, I think we want on the play. Like her better on the play. Maybe Renin 6 is a little bit low impact. I can see cutting one. Maybe we did cut one in the first round. Let's do it. Whew. Alright, guys. Alright. Well, I am officially beat. But we gotta power through this last game here. It's a hand that might not do enough, but I'm going to keep it because it has oof. And if we draw a third land, we're off to the races. I literally just hope we cheese them out with oof. That's what I hope. No third land really sucks. Our hand is so good. Our hand is so good with the third land on curve. The longer we wait, it gets a lot worse. We might struggle to beat Oko here. We can trophy it, but that's kind of a losing game, I think. Sure enough, they got the Oko. If only we had the third land last turn, I'd be so much more confident right now. Oof. They just make a food interesting. Didn't want to animate one of their things. Alright. So we can Kolaghan's command to shock Oko. And then kill him with attacks. I guess that's the play. We'll see what they discard here as well. Could help grow the Goyf significantly. Not enough. Kind of pressed into that attack. Okay, they're on Urza mana and they're on Urza. Yikes. Karn the Great Creator. Okay. Going to get Bridge. Okay, that sucks. Okay. Because they let Karn go, I think we're kind of priced into trophying Urza, even though that's pretty awful. With all these 3-drops rotting in hand, but I kind of felt like testing the waters with the attack was the right thing to do there because they could have blocked with the Urza, indicating they had another one and they were leaning on the Karn. That's why I didn't do it first to attack with Oof, but there was some real incentive to do it either way, I think. And I think I am cracking Peatland here on the end step. Throwing away 2 Revolt triggers potentially down the road to do so, but we only have 2 Fatal Pushes in the deck. It's not Rock, and we do have more fetch lands as well. And right now we're safe from the blowout of EE. They need to 1-for-1 us with removal. If they can. Construct is big, but we have Liliana Edict to take care of it, potentially. Either way, guys, this one's going right down to the wire. They're going to trophy Oof. Alright. EE on 2, sure. If they attack, I'm going to crack my Peatland, looking for Fatal Push. We don't get it. Sequencing could probably be a little more optimal, but we're racing the clock, remember that. Might have wanted to attack first in a world where the clock didn't matter, but so losing Ren and 6, not great value, but it does mean we get to go second Liliana and Rabblemaster next turn, if that is the line. And I don't think this is a Ren and 6 game, partially because the game's already kind of passed it by, and partially because of the clock. So definitely should have attacked with Goy first, but that is what it is. Oh no, another Karn. Really? Really? Okay, I don't care about this, but I care about the Karn. Bloodbraid Elf. Yes. Something good. Something good. We've just got to cast it. Okay. I don't know if we're getting there this one time, guys. We're already down to 5. They've got Great Creator. They do have Mycosynth Lattice mana, but can't believe they drew a Cryptic Command there. That's so ridiculous. At least we're going wide. I also went through my turn, the opponent's turn, too quickly last turn. I should have gotten a fetch land on the end step with Bloodstained Mire to save our life total a bit. Hopefully that won't matter. Okay, so we've already dealt with their Ensnaring Bridge. What else do they have to fetch with Karn? That's the big question. Okay, Mystic Sanctuary, buying back Cryptic. That sucks. Oh, all these cards right at the end coming back to screw us. Cryptic Command with the Find and then Mystic Sanctuary off of it. That's rough. They just go Witching Well for value. Holding up Cryptic and holding up Well. Very bad. But we're probably going to price them into the Cryptic to tap down and draw. I'll send Tuat Karn to play around bounce effects. Ancient Grudge could be good here. I don't like them drawing 2. I think they were really disciplined with that Cryptic Command. That was a good play. We might still be getting there, though, guys. We might still be getting there. Still got plenty of time on the clock to close it out with Rabblemaster involved. What do they have? Ever-Flowing Chalice, yes? I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. Am I supposed to grudge it? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to go to my turn. Don't tell me another one. Okay. I'm just going to do this while they're tapped out. I don't really know what's correct here. I'm just making plays. I cannot imagine that the shock is the game changer. It's like if they ever don't have a Cryptic Command, we will attack for the win, basically. So I think I just attack their mana a little bit there. Okay, I hope you don't have another Mystic Sanctuary to fetch, because that would be nuts. Karn. Yep. Well, now I can grudge whatever Karn wants to go get, or whatever it makes here. Guess I'm just doing that now. Okay. I'm going to untap. I think I have to send some of these at Karn. I think I'm sending all of them at Karn. As shitty as that is. Ah, so maybe the shock would have won the game. Ooh. Oh, man. Mystic Sanctuary, another one in the deck. I really didn't think they had it. So I don't know if that was just a misplay here, guys. They had the food anyway, so yeah, I think attacking Karn is correct. This is so intense. This is way too intense for me with only this much left on the clock. Alright, even though Cryptic is in hand, we're jamming the Bloodbraid because it's got haste. What are we going to hit? Sure, bolt you. Seems good. What do they find now? Can they top deck anymore? Holy crap, Urza Construct. Oh, it's all so terrifying. Collector, oof. Alright, let's attack first, I guess. I think we just force damage through at this stage. Drown in the Lock was their last card. My god. Okay, at least we got another bear, and at least we beat the construct, but... Oh no, Urza. Oh no. What's their top deck? Mishra's Bauble. Not a very good one. They tap out. What else do they find? Emery. It's actually decent. It's actually decent here. Okay, let's just draw Lightning Bolt, please. One time bolt, kill spell, anything. No. Okay, just can't do anything. We gotta remember we have Ancient Grudge in the yard. It hasn't mattered yet, I don't think. Except maybe to slow down the Urza. Maybe we should have been doing it. I don't know. I think we need to save it for something that actually wins the game. Another Urza. Okay, so we can grudge this construct. They got a third Urza? Oh my. Oh my goodness. What a bad freaking draw. He's got to pass and play for the clock now. And yeah, play for our top deck as well. Insanity though, guys. Really? Really just draw like 4 bricks right at the end here. They draw 4 Urzas or 3 Urzas. And then they rip more gas. More gas, more gas. Oh, 5 bricks in a row. 5 bricks in a row. Opponent got us here. Like, there's no way they're not going to do their attack step. So we do the honorable thing and we scoop because the opponent has bested us. That is like the most bittersweet league ending I've ever had. Because on our debut, we came within a hair's breadth of a 5-0. But the opponent just like ridiculously out-top decked us at the end of the game. And oh man. We drew like Black Cleave Cliffs twice and 2 discard spells. At least there might have been a 5th brick in there. When we have all this gasoline in the deck, including a bunch of utility lands that probably could have helped end the game too. I'm not going to complain about variance because I think we had fine variance overall, but again, what a bittersweet ending. And I'm sure that there were a couple percentage points I could have gotten back if I wasn't racing the clock. So I am going to wonder about this one for a while if I wasn't live recording while playing. You know, we wouldn't have been as behind on the clock, obviously, going into game 3. Maybe like shocking one of the times with Colligan's command would have done it. I just can't believe the opponent top decked their way out of it. They just like multiple times hit cryptic commands out of nowhere. They just right at the end top decked their good stuff when we... Remember, they had nothing when we killed Karn. We had 6 power on board. They just top decked everything, and then some everything again. So that was insane, but what a great league, guys. What a great league this was. I am so tired, I can't even give you a coherent wrap-up here, but this was a Rabblemaster Jund. We 4-1 through some super tough decks, and we were just like a whisper away from the 5-0. So, yeah, great debut. Great debut for this deck, and a great point in favor of Goblin Rabblemaster from SV. Again, I think he's playing it mostly in the side in his 4-color deck, but we decided to just wing it with the main deck here, just to see more of it, and it did not let us down, this card. This card really ended the game a lot, was a thorn in the opponent's side a lot, and even almost got us over the line there in the final round. So, feels bad to have dropped that one, guys. That was about as close as it gets, but what a great game. It really was. You know, all credit to the opponent playing super well, keeping pace with us, giving themselves every chance to draw the outs, which they did, and we kind of crushed the rest of the league. There's some close matches, some good matches, but deck feels so strong. What more do you want from life, you know? Good old BGX, you've got to love it. So thank you once again, SV, for all of these months of support. Hope I continue earning your patronage and the patronage of everybody out there watching this. If you are enjoying this content, my friends, you know what to do. Patreon.com/GrimFlayerMTG. I'm a very busy guy. Bills are tight. I'm a father. You know how it goes when you've got young kids. So, I am very short on time, and I could also really use the money, frankly. Every little bit of your support helps. It helps me continue to make time for this. Sometimes the leagues go very long, as they did today, taking time away from other things I can and should be doing, perhaps. And it helps me, have the cards I need to keep bringing you cutting-edge content. So thank you so much to everybody doing that. And let me know, of course, my friends, what you thought about this league. Do hope you enjoyed it. Definitely going to look back on this final round as something that we maybe could have won under other circumstances. I think we were a little bit unlucky overall. I think we played well enough to get there, but perhaps a combination of variance and being a little bit behind on the clock. Who knows? But I'll look back on this one with interest. I hope you had fun here, so stay tuned to the channel. More BGX gameplay and more other types of gameplay coming to you as always. I look forward to seeing you in the comment section, and I hope everybody out there has a wonderful night.